Okay, guys. Am I audible over here? Over the web? Okay. So yesterday we had seen Maven, right? And in Maven we had seen certain goals like compile, package, yeah, clean, and you can also combine the goals. That was the whole intention of what our discussion was all about. Okay. So I've taken some code and I was trying to build. That is what I was trying to do, right? Okay. Now, if I have to do the same activity from Jenkins, okay, what it takes, what are the different things which you need to set, and let us just do MEN clean install from Jenkins. Okay, we take some project and we try to build it. Okay. So for that, first thing is I want to build Java code using Maven. So on the Jenkins machine, Java should be there. It will be there because Jenkins has to run. Okay. And the next thing is Maven should be installed. Are we clear? So on a Jenkins machine, whatever you are doing, that software should be present. Okay. And then Jenkins comes up with this concept called as plugins. Okay. That is extension to Jenkins to speak with these tools, not to install these tools. Okay. Rep nenu alage we are taking code from Git, right? Okay. So generally, whenever you have selected that while installing, you might have selected that install selected packages, okay, or install selected plugins. Then you would get all of these plugins. Okay, these plugins are a way for Jenkins to speak with that software, not to install that software. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. Jenkins లో plugin install చేశానంటే software install చేసిన అవసరం లేదు. Because this is a common problem which most of your earlier friends or whatever it is, these guys have came up with me, sir నేను Maven plugin install చేశాను అయినా Maven build అవ్వకూడదు because you have not installed Maven software, right? Are we clear? So Jenkins లో ఏదైనా రేపు పొద్దున మీ స్టాక్ మారింది, it is not Java and Maven, it might be .NET and MS build. So the place where you are executing the Jenkins machine should have .NET installed and MS build ready. Okay, MS build plugin of Jenkins will make it easier to call that. Ante, it will give you an easier interface to call it. It will not install software. Remember that. Okay, fine. So let us log in into that machine. How can this be wrong? Yeah. So this is the same server which you have built yesterday. Okay. So okay. Okay. First, let us do it manually again. Okay, I would be taking a code from A Square Zone, which is called as Spring Pet Clinic. Okay, this is my application and I want to build it. To build it, I would check whether I have pom.xml or not. Do I have pom.xml in the root folder? Yes. I'd go to this folder and I would be using MVN package. That is what I want to do. Okay. So the first thing is, first set of operations to build this is I need to have this code. So I'd copy this, I'd go over here and I would say git, or let me do it from the normal user itself. Okay. Git clone. Okay. And after that, I'd be getting into this folder, and then I would be saying MVN package. When I say MVN package, what are the different things that would execute? MVN compile, MVN test, and then MVN package, right? So what are the different things that are getting downloaded? It could be dependencies or the build tools, whatever it requires for this Maven to work. Okay. So it is downloading a hell lot of things. It's okay. And where it will download? It will download into a local folder, right? Local folder in the same directory, or is there any directory location for that? Yeah, this is called as Maven home or M2 underscore home. Yeah, M2 underscore home is not this. Maven home. Okay. This is Maven home is for repository. Okay. And this is present at your local folder. Okay. Local home directory. And then you would have .m2. And then it says that build has failed. Okay. Let us not worry about whether it is pass or fail. But I need to get the same result when I run from Jenkins. That's the whole point. Okay. Why are we using Jenkins? First of all, because I don't want a user to manually execute all of these commands. Okay. Are we good? So Jenkins వాడేది ఎందుకు ఈ పని అంతా ఒకరు చేయకుండా ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ నుండి చేద్దామని, అది కూడా ఆటోమేటెడ్ గా చేద్దాం. So our software should also give the same error. Okay. This machine doesn't have Jenkins, and let us install Jenkins on this machine. Okay. So I think we had it covered with respect to the standalone installation, right? Java minus jar is the only installation which we have done. Okay. So not this, right? Okay. So I'll be using these keys to basically these stuff to install Jenkins. Okay. There are also package managers. For example, if you, I think I might have done it somewhere, where if you get into this link, right, he would show you other way. There are many ways of doing installing Jenkins. Okay. Three major ways are: one is standalone mode, Java minus jar. The other one is deploy Jenkins onto any application server like Tomcat or JBoss. The third one is install or make Jenkins run as a service. And మనకి SSHD service ఎలా రన్ అవుతుందో, okay, or NTP service ఎలా రన్ అవుతుందో, any like another service in Jenkins. So your organization might choose either app server or service, whatever it finds it better. So standalone mode generally we don't run it. Standalone mode is only for exploration, whatever we have done earlier, which is Java minus jar Jenkins.var. That is never used in production, because if someone by mistakes does Control C on the terminal, gone. So we don't want that stuff to happen. Okay, fine. So this is another way of looking at it. He would ask you to install Nginx, and he would ask you to install Open JDK, which we have already. Okay, and then he is asking you to do basically download this package and use it. And for downloading these packages also, you can do it this way, or there are already package managers like Launchpad. For example, there is a package manager called as a Launchpad, where you can add that to your Linux packages, and you can do just to apt-get install Jenkins and it would work. Okay, దీంట్లో కూడా చాలా వేస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇదే బెటర్ అని ఏం లేదు. So whatever you find better. Okay, so always the safest place to start with is go to Jenkins site and see whatever he suggests for whatever version which you are looking at. But for now, I'd be doing whatever is written over here. So wget okay, let me do this so that we would be able to see the command. Okay, so let me become a root user first, and then I think I've messed up with the command. It's okay. Okay, yeah, and then okay, and then after that update. Fine, and after that simply apt-get install Jenkins. Okay, apt-get install Jenkins. Yes. Okay, some packages could not be installed. This may mean that you have requested an impossible situation. Oh man, I think I messed up with the first command. Okay, quick resolution. I'll show this installation tomorrow, and let me install Tomcat and deploy Jenkins.war because all are same. Okay, so apt-get. Sorry for that. I would have. I don't. If I try to correct it right, installing Java 8 and all of that, it would take much time than what it is happening right now. So that's the reason. Let us give a fresh start of this tomorrow. Yeah, apt-get install Tomcat 7, if I'm not wrong. Okay, even this is a way which most of the organizations follow. They follow a web server way because even this is not working. Yeah, it is trying to. Okay, so they would try to do this because it is easy to manage a web server, application server, right? And they can basically deploy the application onto it. So there are multiple ways of looking at it. Now, I think we need Jenkins.war file, right? And Jenkins.war file. So let me just see this service Tomcat status, Tomcat 7 status. Okay, just add sudo. Yes, running, right? Fine. So let me become at home and let me download Jenkins.war file over here. Okay, so Jenkins.war file, to know its location, let me see downloads. Yeah, let me go to the earlier version because we have faced this problem, right? Yeah, this is fine because it requires Java 8 and we have Java 7. We'll see that. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay, wget and give that path. Once this var is basically done, I would copy this var to Tomcat's web apps folder. And if I'm not wrong, Tomcat's web app folder will be in. Let me become. I don't want to type sudo in every command. So let me do this. So cd/var/lib Tomcat 7 and web apps. Okay, I want to copy my var file over here. So my var file is in cp/home/ubuntu/jenkins.war to here. Okay, and service Tomcat 7 restart. Okay, and Tomcat runs on port 8080, but while installing, did we open port 8080? No, I think. So let us just open port 8080 so that we can communicate on that. Okay, so we would go to the EC2. Okay, and if you slide completely down there, you would be seeing something called as basic Linux. Okay, I should not have edited this, but yeah, it's okay. Let me add a rule over here which says 8080 from anywhere. Okay, now I'd go to the instances. I have this public machine's IP address. Okay, so let me do this. http:// okay, this is the Tomcats homepage, and I want Jenkins. So you have to use slash. Okay, so unable to create home directory because user share Tomcat Jenkins 7. This is most likely a permission problem to change use Jenkins underscore home directory variable. What is this issue? I think 2 days back I've asked you a question, if you remember still. Okay, when you install Jenkins, is there any user that is getting added? What is that user? Yeah, right. And that user in this case would be Tomcat. Okay, and this guy doesn't have permission on that. That's the whole point which is trying to make. Okay, so one way of resolving it is you can create an environment variable. Okay, in create an environment variable with Jenkins underscore home and give the path where it is accessible, or make Tomcat a part of sudo user. Add this Tomcat or Jenkins, whatever user it is, for which has been created for Jenkins. Generally, it will create Jenkins, but when you install it on an application server's username takes over. Okay, so basically you need to add that to a sudo group. So how can I add a user to a sudo group? What is the command which I can use? Okay, pardon me, what? Linux నేర్చుకున్నారు కదా, నేర్చుకోలేదా? నేర్చుకోలేదా? Okay, let me do one thing. Service Tomcat 7 stop. Okay, let me go to the home directory cd/home/ubuntu Jenkins or Java -jar Jenkins. Let us see if we get the same error. ఈ కేసులో వచ్చినట్టుంది. Why? How can it come? Because when you are running with this user, right? When you are running with this user, you will get the permissions with whatever user you are running. Okay, you are a user of root. So since you are a root user, you would obviously have a permission on your root folder, but there that is not the case. You are a Tomcat user. Okay, and you don't have a permission on the basic home directory of it, so you need to give permission. Okay, so స్టెప్స్ చూసారుగా, టామ్కాట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాను, జెన్కిన్స్ వార్ కాపీ చేశాను. అది నాకు ఎలా ఫిక్స్ చేయాలో మీరు చేసి చూపించండి. యూ హ్యావ్ టు జస్ట్ గివ్ పర్మిషన్స్. Okay, for that you need to know what is the user. Is it the user called as Tomcat or is it the user called as Jenkins? You need to give permission. Let it be service or let it be basically a Tomcat. You need to do both. Okay, so for now I'm going with this because I want you guys to resolve this issue. Okay, so let me run this through this again. This time there is no need for you to call it as Jenkins. Okay, working? Yeah, Okay, install selected plugins. It will show all the plugins if you see. Okay, so it is installing folders plugin, OWASP plugin, build mode plugin, credentials, timestamper, workspace, Ant, Gradle, pipeline, GitHub, Git, Subversion, SSH slaves, matrix. Okay, all of this. Okay. So that's why we can there. If you have Git installed on this machine, I can use Git plugin. Okay, if I have, similarly you should have the other plugins also. For example, we have Ant plugin. Okay, if you have Ant installed on your machine, you can use this Jenkins and build Ant. But just because you are installing Ant plugin, you will not get Ant. Yeah. Okay. The user giving permissions to user is an essential activity of Jenkins, and that is where most of the jobs fail. Okay, and whenever you are trying to see, okay, నేను నార్మల్ గా రన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు పాస్ అవుతుందండి, కాకపోతే జెన్కిన్స్ లో ఫెయిల్ అవుతుంది. Many people will come with this statement saying that when I try to do it manually, it is working. Okay, so try to do it manually with the same user what Jenkins has. Jenkins user Jenkins and create అయింది కదా, log in with that and try to do same activity which you are doing, and then it will fail there. It is definitely not a Jenkins issue. It is mostly the permission issue what you would face. So what we would try to do is MVN clean install. ఇది నా desktop లో చేస్తా. For me it will work. Then MVN clean install, I try to do it from Jenkins. It will not work. Okay. So don't compare different environments. Try to do with the same environment. So what you need to do is you need to log in as a Jenkins user and then try to type the same command manually. If it is working there, there is no case in the world where it will not work in Jenkins apart from only one issue, that could be a memory issue. మీ system RAM 1 GB ఉంది. Okay, Jenkins might have taken might be asking more than that. That is the only case when it will fail. Okay, if you want to reproduce anything in Jenkins, log in as a Jenkins user and then try. Okay, fine. So let us go with the same thing, quality and quality. Okay, save and finish. Now let us explore some important areas. Okay, so one is, generally you would see something called as manage. Okay, so this is a place where you can upgrade Jenkins, install packages, all of those things. Okay, so let me just go into this place, configure system. Okay, so you are seeing that this is my home directory. Okay, number of executors 2. Use this node as much as possible, and basically what is the quiet period. If you just see anything important, Jenkins will have this. Just click on that help. Even though if it is a new button, you would see the help of it. Okay, so and then it is just telling you what is the Jenkins URL. Okay, if you have any email address for this, you can configure this. And do you have any GitHub servers? If you want, you can add it. And GitHub enterprise servers, all of this. If you scroll down, okay, you would be seeing almost many configurations over here. How do you configure your mail? Because from Jenkins we need to send a mail. Okay, so this is the first setting. And next let us go back to the second stuff, which is configure global security. Okay, so now whenever you use Jenkins, right? Okay, yesterday someone had asked me, I think if I'm not wrong, can Windows permissions can be given over there? I think you are seeing LDAP over here, right? So just యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ, మీ ఆఫీస్లో విండోస్ పర్మిషన్ జెన్కిన్స్కి ఇవ్వాలంటే LDAP సెలెక్ట్ చేసి LDAP URL ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, జస్ట్ పేస్ట్ ఇట్ ఓవర్ there and it would start working. Okay, similarly Unix home directories, and for now what we are trying to do is we are not doing all of that. We are using Jenkins own database itself, okay, which is nothing but .jenkins folder. So we are going with that. And now authorization. Now anyone can do anything. If you select this, there is no need for any login, but that is the most riskiest way. Okay, and then legacy mode, and then logged in users can do anything. this makes sense. Okay, and then there is something called as matrix based security. Matrix based security is you give permissions to a user based out of what he has to access and what he has not to access. For example, if I select this, so this is how I get. So every user I would get this checkbox. So whatever checkboxes which I select, that user will be able to access. For example, anonymous user, I can just say that read, view, only read permissions are what I want to give. So similarly, build, configure, connect. I would not say you will not be able to do anything on this. So job, nothing, run, nothing, view, nothing, SCM tag, something like this. Okay. So these are the only permissions which I would be giving to the anonymous user. Similarly, if you have 10 users, you would be getting 10 users over here, and then you can give individual permissions to those 10 users. So that I'm not getting into this. What I'd be just okay. And I can just say that allow anonymous read access. So if the user tries to log in without a username, just give him a read access. That's okay for me. I don't want him to write anything, but let him read. Okay. So that is the basic configuration over here. And then it says that plugin manager. Okay. So since I have saved that, let me save this. I've changed one configuration, right? Whenever I change configuration, I'm supposed to save those changes. And then configure credentials. Okay, this will not use it right now, but we would come back to this place when we are setting up in Jenkins something called as master and slave. Then we need to remember some passwords. Whenever you want Jenkins to remember passwords, we would be using this credentials. Okay, so not much of importance as of now. And then you are seeing something called as global tool configurations. Okay, wonderful. Here you are seeing that Maven settings, JDK settings, and all of that, right? So list of JDK installations on the system. You can just say that I have JDK wherever you have. You can set your Java and underscore home variable over here. Okay, so that this user knows where Java is. Okay, so in this case, we would be just we know wherever our Java has installed, and we would be setting that path. But for now, I am not doing it. Okay, but it is a very good practice to set this environment. Java home మీ సిస్టమ్ లో ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వేరియబుల్ ఉంటుంది కదా ఎగ్జాక్ట్ దాని వాల్యూ తీసుకొచ్చి ఇక్కడ పెడతాం ఓకే సో సిమిలర్లీ git is installed over here Gradle and Maven. Okay, if Maven is installed, where is it installed? Okay, if Maven is installed, where is it installed? Okay, this install automatically I'm telling to you, please don't use this. Okay, you will not have a control on that. So let us just give a variable for Maven home and where is Maven. So whenever something, when you try to run on Maven, it is failing on this machine, the first reason could be you have not set this variable. Okay, Maven home set chela, Java home set chela, andukine fail avutundi. Those are the reasons generally which will fail. So first thing, whenever we are trying to build is, we would go to this place and we would basically set the Java home variable and Maven home variable from here. Okay, till now clear, right? I'm not doing it. Let us, if it fails, it's okay for me because I'm not worried about really a failure. Okay. So what is the first step for you to really install? Whenever you do Java installation and Maven, you would come to global tool configuration and set the environment variables. Okay, these environment variables, since you have installed Maven, you know where the Maven is. Just put that path over here, and whenever you install Java, you know the Java homes variable also. So just exactly put the same things over. So let me go to back to dashboard. Yeah, leave it. Okay, and now interesting part, reload configuration from disk. I'm not coming over here right now, but let me come to this manage plugins. Okay, there are many plugins. For example, if you want plugin for anything, you can search here. Okay, let us assume that I want a plugin for what shall we do for a plugin? Yeah, makes sense. You are saying Ansible plugin, right? Okay, this doesn't mean that it will install Ansible. This means that Jenkins UI will get a flexibility so that it can speak with Ansible now. It would give you a UI so that it becomes easier for you. Okay, similarly, okay, Gradle is already there. Maven. Okay. So in Maven you have these many plugins. Okay. So there are many plugins where you can get over here. Okay. And generally always remember, okay, whenever you install plugin, try to take the plugin from the credible source. Try to take plugin from the credible source. ఎవరో ఒకరు చేసిన plugin ని మనం ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, it might not work or it might be unstable. So the basic company which gives you very stable plugins are CloudBees. Okay. If you go over here, this is it will also give you a customer or enterprise level support of Jenkins. Okay. So this company gives you very stable plugins. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు రెండు ప్లగిన్స్ చూసారు, ఒకటి ఎవరిదో రాసింది, ఇంకోటి CloudBees ఉంది. బ్లైండ్లీ గో ఫర్ CloudBees because these guys do support also and their plugins are considered to be stable. Okay. So now how can I install a plugin? So let us do that. Let us do one of the plugin, some random plugin. I would be doing this MS build plugin. Okay. So and I would do install without restart. So and then I can click that restart Jenkins when no jobs are running. Okay. And I would get this plugin installed and I can use MS build, or at least I would get a UI where I can interact with MS build. Okay. So this is one way of installing. Okay. There is other way where you can download the plugin and upload the plugin to here and then make it work. Okay. So I would look into that. Let it just reload. Okay. So in Jenkins there are two popular versions. One is Jenkins 1 and the other one is Jenkins 2. Jenkins 1 majorly revolves around these plugins. Too much of plugins. Okay. So that is a problem with Jenkins. And some of them find that as an advantage also. Inni plugins unnai ante ippudu basically that is the way which they look at. Okay. In Jenkins 1 you have to use plugins. There is no other way. But in Jenkins 2 we have better alternatives. You can write Jenkins as a code or a script and then make it execute. Okay. So most of your interview questions, right, are revolving around what do you say, mostly plugins and all of this stuff. Okay. But very soon you might see very less plugins in usage. The only reason for that is they create a hell lot of problems. Okay. Sometimes it might not work and all of that. Okay. Fine. Now let me go to manage plugins. Okay, you are seeing advanced over here, right? And you are seeing upload plugin. Yes. Choose file. Okay. Okay. I want some Selenium plugin. Okay. Generally plugins are with this extension HPI. Okay. Hudson plugin. That's what it means. Okay. I can download it from Webund. There is nothing very difficult about it. Just and then just say upload. But you never upload plugins until unless your organization writes their own plugins. Okay. In some of the cases your organization writes their own plugins. Okay. In that case you need, if you want to upload, this is the way. Okay. So they would be giving you HPI files, which means Hudson plugin. Okay. And these days they are coming with something called as JPI also. Okay. That is in Jenkins 2. That is Jenkins plugin. Okay. Fine. Now let us try to achieve our goal. What was our goal? Clone of Spring Pet Clinic, build that project and see whether it gives us the same error or not. Okay. So let me give a new item. And initially to start with, I would be using a project style called as freestyle. Okay. Where it would be mostly UI and you need to tell what has to be done. Okay. So I would just create a project called as Spring Pet Clinic. Okay. And I would be selecting something called as freestyle project and clicking on OK. And then if you want to write any description about your project, you can write it. Okay. And now this discard word builds, GitHub project, this project is parameterized, throttle builds, and all of this, we'll be looking at it this later point of time. Because every checkbox there has some meaning. Okay. So source code, what is our source code? Okay, then it will ask you what is your repository's URL. So I'd go over here, I'd copy this, okay, and paste this. Okay. So if it requires any username and password to really log in, right, then I would be giving the credentials over here. But this is an open source code. It does not require any passwords or username. So I'm just going it over here. So what is the branch which you want to build? I want to build the master branch itself, so I'm just leaving it like this. But if it is any branch like UAT branch and all of that, I would be mentioning its name over here. Master badalu UAT and medta. Okay. So it is a branch whatever you want to basically build your project on. Fine. And now build. When do you want to build? Is there any particular scenario when you want to build? I can just say that poll SCM. Okay. So poll SCM, what it would do is here you would give a time, whatever time it might be, 1 second, 1 minute, whatever. For every 1 minute, it would go and check your Git repository. Is there anything new? If there is anything new, it will start the build. Otherwise, it will not start the build. అంటే డెవలపర్ ఎప్పుడైతే కమిట్ చేశాడో అప్పుడు బిల్డ్ అవ్వాలనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, then we would be putting poll SCM, and here you would be giving the schedules. And whenever you want to understand how these are written, just go over here, and basically it says that you need to write in this pattern: minute, hour, date of month, date of week. So you can come up with multiple kinds of schedules. For the people who are from Linux background, it is nothing but exactly the cron job schedule format. Cron schedule is a format అయితే ఇస్తామో అదే format ఇక్కడ. Okay. So here you see some examples. Even if you find it difficult seeing for the first time in your life, it's absolutely okay. Here you are seeing, right, every 15 minutes. You can copy this and use it over here. Okay. That's it. And then once you go over there, it would also tell you, okay, would last have run and would next run be on. If you see between runs to runs, there would be some difference with respect to the stuff. But I will not do this because I am not going to change the code, right? Spring Betlini code change it. So I would just say build periodically. Okay. And I want to build periodically. That means for every 15 minutes, it would start building. Okay. Are we good? Yeah. If you want to build it for every 1 minute, then you can basically use all 5 as stars. Okay. I'll not do that. So I'm just saying that I want to build it for every 15 minutes. And then what is your build environment? Okay. So I'll come back to what this workspace is later. So I'm not going to select any of these options. And then here build. What is our build step? I want to invoke top level Maven targets. And what are the Maven goals which I want to do? Package. That's it, right? This is what I wanted. Okay. And after that, do I want to do anything? No. As of now, I don't want to do anything. So I would save this. Now I can wait for 15 minutes, or I can manually trigger the build using this build now button. So I just build now. And to see what is happening, okay, let me go to the console output, because this will give me the exact output of what my console does. They failed? Yes. So on that machine, and in here, am I getting the same result? And one thing to observe is, let us go to our home page. Okay. Our home page is this, right? And whenever build is failed, you would see these clouds. So In an interview, there was a question asked, how do you find the health of the build? By seeing at that balls color by default. Red means that the latest build has failed. Or the other one is, with respect to the W button, which is weather over there, it says it is cloudy, thunderstorms. Okay, but slowly when your build succeeds, right, it would behave, it would become like, basically it is what do you say, shiny. On a sunny day you would see a sun over there. So sun over there means all the recent builds have passed. Okay, completely cloudy with no sun appearing, that means all the builds have failed. Okay, so in somewhere in between you might see a sun and clouds in between, that means that there are some builds which are failed and some builds which have passed. That is the only way to find it out. Okay, so this is the basic stuff, right? And now let me build another project. Okay, github.com and Maven samples. Okay, so this should be very simple project in Maven. I'm not worried what it builds, but let us try to build it. Okay, so first I would go here. How do I basically do it? New item, freestyle project, and I would be saying that Maven sample freestyle project. Okay, and then I'd come over here and I would say that this is the code is from Git, and this is the repository. And I don't want to even build it periodically, because whenever I want I would build it manually. So I have not selected any options. Build triggers enti, build eppudu run avvalani. నేను ఈ బిల్డ్ ఎప్పుడు రన్ అవ్వాలని నేను UI లోకి లాగిన్ అయ్యి క్లిక్ చేసుకుందాం అనుకుంటున్నా, ఎందుకంటే దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ అ సీరియస్ బిల్డ్, దిస్ ఇస్ అ టెస్ట్ బిల్డ్. సో ఫర్ దట్ రీజన్ I don't select any of this build triggers. Okay, and then I would come over here, add build step, and I would say invoke top level Maven projects, and then I would say package. Okay, save. Difficult? If I know manual steps, it is much simpler. Okay, so I'd come over here and I would say build now. Okay, to see what is happening in the build, I should go to this console output. Okay, build is success. Yeah, now let me go to Jenkins homepage. Are you seeing the difference? So this is how you tell stuff. Okay, so if it is a past build, you would see a sun over there. If it is basically failed build, you would see lots of clouds around there. Okay, fine. Now let me stop this Jenkins and let us look at something which is what is workspace. Okay, and then we would start this again and then look into the delete workspace or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm doing Control C. Okay, so cd home, and we have .jenkins over here, right? So let me get into cd Jenkins. What is our first project's name? Spring Bed Clinic. Second project's name was Maven samples. Okay, so let me do tree. Okay, whole set of things are there. Okay, so let me do ls. In ls also I have a lot of stuff. I am seeing something called as workspace. So let me get into cd workspace. Let me do ls. Okay, so for every project you create in workspace, a folder will be created, and whatever happens in that project, let it be build in Git, whatever it is, it will try to store in that. Okay, so let me get into cd Maven sample and let me do ls. So here what is that we have done? Git clone. So git clone has been done over here. Okay, and basically it would try to run the projects from here, it would try to build the projects from here. It is as good as going here and just saying that mvn, this is what we have done, git clone into this folder mvn package, but not from root user. In this case it is from root user, but actually when you install Jenkins on production server, this will be done with a Jenkins user or a user which you have created with Jenkins. Now this is what exactly you have done. Ante. Are we good? Yeah? Okay. Fine. Now all of your build results will be present in this here. If you do tree from here, you would be seeing the target. Okay. And then in the target, you would be seeing single module project.jar, all of that. So you would be seeing all of that in this. Okay. So if you want to copy this builds and paste it from anywhere, okay, directly or indirectly, you would come to this folder and then you would copy the files. Okay. అది డైరెక్ట్ గా సిపి ద్వారా చేస్తారా లేదనుకుంటే ఆల్రెడీ జెన్కిన్స్ లో ఏదైనా వే ఉందా దట్ ఈస్ ఆర్ చాయిస్. Okay, there are multiple ways of doing it. Okay, so basically the whole point which I am trying to tell is all of the things happen in this workspace. So let us assume that in the previous we have taken the previous build, git last version తీసుకున్నాం, ఆ తర్వాత కొత్త వర్షన్ తీసుకున్నాం, బిల్డ్ చేసాం, సక్సెస్ అయింది. ఓకే, కానీ ఎందుకు సక్సెస్ అయిందంటే టార్గెట్ ఫోల్డర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి. నేను టార్గెట్ ఫోల్డర్ డిలీట్ చేశాను అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ బిల్డ్ చేశాను అనుకోండి, ఫీల్ అవ్వచ్చు. There are many cases which would happen. So there are two terminologies which people will use. Okay, incremental build and clean build. Incremental build is where you don't clean up your folders and directly just again you would give a build command. Okay, and then there is something called as clean build where you would have a completely new directory and then you would try to build the code, clone the code every time and then do it. So that is called as a clean build. Okay, if you want to do a clean build, you have to ensure that you delete this workspace every time before executing. Are we clear? If you want to do an incremental build, you don't need to do anything, leave it like that, don't select any options. Okay, so incremental builds are generally done, okay, generally done whenever code is being run periodically. For every 15 minutes I want to do a build, then you will not do a clean build for every 15 minutes, you would just do an incremental build. Okay, so we would just see how to delete this workspace before starting before in the project, and then we would discuss about an important concept called as day builds and night builds. Okay, and then let us configure day builds and night builds for some project. Okay, fine. So where is our Jenkins? Home. Jenkins ఎక్కడ కాపీ చేసాం? హోమ్ ఉబంటులో చేసాం కదా. Yeah, so let me do java -jar jenkins.war file. Tomorrow let us take Java 8, so that because most of the projects have moved to Java 8, there is no point in staying at Java 7 now. Okay, so Jenkins is fully up and running, and let me do this. Okay, I got it right, and this is an anonymous page. If you see, it is asking me for login. Okay, anonymous read access ఇచ్చాం కదా మనం, అందుకని it is showing to. So I do login. Yeah, ఏంటి? Yeah, అయిపోయిందేంటి? Guys, over the web, am I audible? Yeah, okay, వస్తుందండి. Okay, now let us assume that I want to do a clean build for Maven sample. Okay, so one thing is I can click on this project and then I can just say configure. If you want to change anything, it is configure. Okay, and you would be taken back to the same page where you have created the project. So let us see that. Yeah, this is the same page, right? And now if I come over here, then you would see build environment, right? Delete workspace before. Okay, and now abort the build if it is stuck. Okay, so it should not take, if for example if your build comes up with a requirement saying that build time should not be more than 10 minutes, it should happen in 10 minutes, then you can just say that 10. Okay, whenever it takes 10 point some minutes, your build will fail, it will abort the build, it is saying that build is taking too much time. that you can set using here. Okay, and then add timestamps to your console output. Wherever you are seeing timestamps over in the console output, it will also add timestamps so that you can measure the logs. Okay, use secret text or files with ANT. These two generally we don't use. Okay, and then I'd save this now. So every time, what is that I have configured now? Clean build. So basically it will delete the workspace, it will do git clone again, and it would build it. Okay, so let us see. Build now. Why it is pending? Strange. Okay, it was successful, but let us see what it has done. Deleting project workspace, it has deleted, and then it has cloned git repository. Okay, and after it has successfully cloned it, then it has run men package. This is a clean build because it is deleting the directory every time and then doing it. Okay, the other way of looking at, if you just want target folder to be removed, right? If you just want target folder to be removed, then you can just say men clean package. But if you want every time to take the latest version and build it, clone it, and do it every time, then you can use this. Okay, are we good? Yeah. So one important thing, whenever project is in development, right? Okay, our branches, we remember it still, right? Sprint branches. Okay, do we remember that branching strategy still? Mana aa roju maatladukundi release branch and or the master branch. From that we have created UAT branch, and from UAT branch we have created a integration branch, and from the integration branch we were creating sprint branches. Okay, on the sprint branches, developers will be working daily and checking in the code. Do you agree to that? Daily developer code, they would basically write the code and they will commit it. Okay, so how often do you need to build it? Okay, so I am taking only example of sprint branch right now. So let us assume that I have 10 or 15 developers in my team. 1 minute, guys. Okay, I have 10 developers in my team. So at a bare minimum, I can expect at least 10 check-ins per that on the day, because on Agile it is assumed that every day you do at least one check-in. Okay, so I have 10 check-ins per day. Okay, so this is for my sprint branch. Okay, so sprint branch, let us just write that numbers. So sprint branch and 10. Okay, so this is for one team. Will your project will have only one team? So you would have multiple sprint teams. Okay, so this I am writing it as S and 10. This means another sprint branch and another 10 commits. So in your interviews, you can just tell that on sprint branches, it is policy. Okay, we do the build whenever someone commits something to Git. Okay, and that's the basic stuff. That's what we do. Okay, and daily, this is something which happens almost during the day, throughout the day. Okay, but will there be testers in your team? Yes or no? Okay, who want their build to be present during the next morning so that they can test something? Okay, so I'm just telling about sprint branches. I'm not moved to the other branch. నేను ఇంకా sprint branch గురించే మాట్లాడుతున్నా. Okay, in sprint branch what we would do is daily you would say that, let us assume that all of the developers are from India and US. Okay, you can safely make an assumption that at Indian morning time during 6 o'clock all the development work would have done. Okay, so at 6 o'clock I generate a build which would be generated by 7 o'clock or something like that, and my testing team comes to office at 10 o'clock. So I have build ready so that they can work. Okay, so daily morning at 6 o'clock you are supposed to build. Okay, and I'm just telling morning 6 o'clock, it might be night 12 o'clock and all of that stuff, but this is a build which you generate only once or twice a day, and this is for giving a release to your testers, or this is more stable build. Why it is considered to be more stable? Because it doesn't contain individual ఈ 10 మంది ఒక్కోసారి చేసినప్పుడు కాదు, 10 మంది కలిపి ఉంటుంది. This is what we call it as integration, right? So we would generate something called as nightly build. Nightly build is combination of the work that was done by developers throughout during your last day. And day build is probably the build that has been triggered during that period of time or during that commit. Okay. So on nightly build, what we also do is, okay, let me just, for the convenience, let me just change this to 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So I would run all the possible automation tests over here. All the possible automation tests over here. Okay. People belonging to Selenium, QTP and all of that, their work will be checked using this at this point. So at this point, you need to run your Selenium test. For the people who don't know Selenium test, it is just a tool. I will be showing you one folder. There should be one folder. I have to search it. What it does is it would click on the UI to simulate user actions and it would do the testing. Okay. So you would basically do this. Okay. Apart from all the unit tests which your developers have written. Okay. And then you can also run performance tests over here. When I say performance tests, you can think of JMeter. Okay. Just remember this tag. Me the web application. If your application is a web application, then your automated tool is Selenium. Okay. And in most of the cases, I'm not saying it has to be Selenium. Okay. So, and the performance testing is from JMeter, but there are many other alternatives, but just fixed to one stack. Okay. So from Jenkins, now what I have to do is I should have a way where I would call this Jenkins, where I would call this Selenium and JMeter tests. Okay. Selenium test, it's simple because it is integrated with Maven itself. Okay. Maven nunde Selenium call this. To execute Selenium test, you have to just do MEN test. That's not a big deal. Okay. But JMeter or any other testing, for example, Jenkins is Selenium is not configured like that. So in that cases, what we would have is, if it is not from Maven, what we would ask is we would ask a batch file or a shell file. Okay. And probably we might write it. Okay, we might write it. That's fine. But how to call Selenium? Okay, from batch will be given by team, not you. Okay. ఎందుకంటే Selenium ని ఎలా కాల్ చేయాలో మీరు తెలుసుకోవచ్చు కమాండ్ లైన్ నుండి, కానీ దాంట్లో ఏ టెస్ట్లు కాల్ చేయాలో మీకు తెలియదుగా. So that's why we would always take the input from the team which has been developed with respect to Selenium and JMeter. So if it is Windows system, we would create batch files. If it is Linux system, we would create shell files. Okay. And then we would execute shell or batch from Jenkins. Are we good? So this is what we do. Okay. This nightly build is generally takes more time. Okay. But let us also find out what we do during daily build. Okay. During daily build, okay, what we would do is you would just do build unit tests. Mostly this stops in most of the organizations, but in some of the organizations you might be asked to run something called as smoke tests. Okay. This might be unit test or this might be Selenium kind of test, which will give you a general behavior of very basic testing. If smoke test fails, there is this build is not worth it. That's the whole point. So you would have this. Okay. Fine. Okay. So day build and night build. Okay. So in our integration cases, we will not have day builds on integration branches. We would not have day builds on UAT branches. We would not have day builds on, we would just have day builds on sprint branches. Okay. On integration branch, okay, we would be basically having only nightly builds because we want stable stuff there. Whatever is unstable, we want it during a day builds. If a night build fails, it's considered to be 1 day loss for testing team, because you are not giving a new build to them and they will not be able to test it. So that might be a case. Or there might be some companies who test once every 3 days. In that case, that might not be a very, if 1 day's build fails, it might not be a big issue. So it depends on how do you take it. Okay. So అందరికీ ఇది జరిగితే ప్రమాదమే అంటానికి కూడా లేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ ఆర్ టెస్టింగ్ ఏ వెరీ హ్యూజ్ అప్లికేషన్. Okay, you give nightly build, but to execute the test cases, let us assume that it will take 3 days. Okay, so giving a build daily to them will not finish their testing. So they would be doing in these 3-day cycles. Okay, or they might reduce their test cases and they would say that during the sprint I would not be doing this extensive testing. Then I would just fix the subset of test and I would be finishing it one day. It can be anything. It's your process which tells. It's not Jenkins which drives the process. It's the process which drives Jenkins. Okay, daily test cheyala, 3 రోజులకు ఒకసారి టెస్ట్ చేయాలి, ఇది కంపెనీని బట్టి ఉంటుంది. Okay, but we should be able to tune our stuff for anything. Okay, so day builds and night builds. So on integration branches, will we have day builds? No, we just have nightly builds. But if we want, we would manually click on build now and give a build. ఎప్పుడన్నా ఎవరన్నా team lead వచ్చి I need an integration build right now because we have merged the code straight away. Okay, then probably you might go to that project which you have created for integration builds, and then you would just click on build now, and that would generate a build, and that build you would be giving it to him. Okay, are we getting the point? So this is what it is. Sprint branches, day and night builds. Integration branches, only night builds. Okay, because integration branches no active development is happening. Integration branch lo emoutundi, sprint వచ్చి merge avutdi. Okay, so in integration branches there is no active development that is happening, so there is no need for you to really do a day build over there. The same thing goes for UAT, the same thing goes for production. Okay, and there are many cases where you don't do integration build daily also, because integration build changes whenever someone merges it, right? Whenever someone merges the git branch, then you can just do poll SCM also. Poll SCM for every 1 hour, and if there is a change, then build it. That you can do. Okay, so there are many ways of looking at it. Okay, so this is only for 2 teams, but actually every DevOps engineer or every sprint engineer is considered, or at least ensure that he is basically capable of giving or doing this activity for 5 to 6 sprint teams. Are we good? So every sprint, when it starts, you have to create a job. Okay, and daily builds will not pass. Okay, daily builds will not pass, they will fail, and your responsibility is to identify that builds have failed. Okay, and make some noise. You are not going to fix it in any way. Okay, the only case when you will fix is when he says that, okay, can you just delete local M2 repository and just rebuild it? There is some problem that has happened with our build and you need to clean up. That we will do. Okay, can you just because the build failure considers to be a space issue, yeah, we'll look at it. So the only thing what we would do is we would look at the logs to at least ensure that is this the problem due to environment or Java code failure or whatever it is. If the problem is due to environment, we will correct it. If the problem is not due to environment, we will not correct it. For example, when we were running maven, it might say that maven command is not found. That is nowhere developer's mistake. That is your configuration of Jenkins which has messed up. Okay, antena maven run ayi madhyalo edo failure ichindi. Okay, ఆ failure లో కూడా ఎలా ఉందంటే cannot copy the contents from /home/ubuntu అని ఉంది. Okay, so this is a permissions issue. We will correct it. But if it says that error in syntax, okay, tests are failed, I'm sorry, it's not our problem. Okay, so there is a line between what we do and what we don't do. We would look at logs, absolutely we would look at build failure logs just to find out whether it is an issue with environment or not to fix the Java code. In no case we are going to do that. Okay, are we good? So every sprint, okay, you need to basically create a branch. Okay, and on that branch you need to create 2 jobs, day build and night build. This is your responsibility, and this you do for 6 teams. So that means 12 jobs are running, out of which 6 jobs run almost every 15 minutes. Okay, so this is the place where majority of your work goes. If whenever you go to interview, right, the first question which these guys ask is, okay, can you just tell me what is your daily routine? What is that you do in office? This is for sure asked. Okay, you can say that we have 6 sprint teams. Okay, and generally we have more than that sprint teams, and for me I'm looking at 5 or 6 sprint teams where day builds are configured to be executed, and generally we get these builds for every half an hour or every 1 hour, whatever logically makes sense to you. And then you can say that the Jenkins job takes 30 or 40% of my time. Okay, and after that I would still have 60% left, right? 20% goes into monitoring. Monitoring is whether the servers are working or fine or not. Okay, here you are just doing Jenkins, and rest of the 20% is like Nagios or Elastic Stack, whatever it is. Okay, and rest of the 40% you would be working on configuration management, whether on Ansible or Chef, so that you can create environments for that. So you might have already written the code, then what is that you create? Because every time if the version changes, there might be some changes which these 6 teams ask for. So for that I need to change code, make code changes in Ansible, test it. That activity is happening right now in our office. So generally there are changes like Java version changes, okay, and web server version changes, okay, changing the default users, all of this, okay. Tell them that you are working on an active development project. Don't tell that you are working on a support project. If it is a support project, you will not have in the timing also. So then you should tell that it is a support project. I am working on Jenkins for 40% of your time you work on Jenkins on a support project. What do you build daily? You might have built but what is the 40% of effort? What is the benefit of that? If it is support project, you need to tell more about monitoring. ఎందుకంటే ప్రొడక్షన్ గురించి ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడాల్సి వస్తుంది. Okay, so don't tell support projects. Everyone try to commit that you are working in agile project where development is happening. You can just tell that the product is older and we are coming up with new version, not deployed to market. Everything is fine, but just make a statement that you are working on a dev project. Okay, development జరుగుతున్న project, development అయిపోయిన project అంటే this story will not fit. You need to find a new story, right? So 40% of our time goes in monitoring these jobs, because generally there will be failures. Okay, and you need to look into that, and you would send a mail, and after that you would also need to look into logs and to find out what has gone wrong, whether that is an environment issue or a build issue. For example, we have seen yesterday we have done MVN install, and it says that it requires Java version 8, but we have Java version 7. So for that probably you might create another Jenkins machine where you have Java 8 and then you would run on that machine. Okay, that's a fix for it, but actually you need to work on that, right? Okay, and similarly sometimes your architect might come and tell that okay, we have changed our test now, it is not going to be from Selenium, it is going to be from RPA. Then Jenkins job changes. You have to work on all of these changes. So 40% in Jenkins, 20% in monitoring, and 40% in continuous configuration management tools. Remember this. Okay, ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా ఇదే కథ చెప్పేది గుర్తుపెట్టేసుకొని కొంచెం మార్చండి. Okay, our directors tell that, right? I have not copied from that, I am inspired from that movie. Yeah, so get inspired from this story and make your own version of it. Don't exactly say the same thing, because some of the people will do, and if you tell the same story అందరూ అనుకొని వస్తారు అమీర్పేటలో అంటారు, 2-3 ఇంటర్వ్యూల తర్వాత అదే అంటారు, అందరూ అనుకొని వస్తారు ఇదే ప్రాసెస్ అందరికీ అని. Okay, fine. So let us just look into the questions whatever we have till now. Can you create a job which covers Selenium and JMeter? I think I can if you give me Selenium and JMeter scripts. I don't have it. Selenium I think I should be able to find it, but JMeter I'm sorry I don't have any script of JMeter so that I can run from it. Yeah, but if you have any, give it to me, I'll run it. Okay, any testers here who use Selenium or JMeter? Yeah, I think you can, any dummy script, it's okay. Okay, అది JMeter ఏమి చేయనవసరం లేదు, గూగుల్కి 100 సార్లు అడిగినా చాలు, దాన్ని ఒక షెల్ ఫైల్ రాసి ఇచ్చేయండి నాకు, లేదా ఒక బ్యాచ్ ఫైల్, ఎలాగైనా పర్లా. ఓకే, ఎండ్ టు ఎండ్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్, okay, that you would show me, don't worry about it. Okay, because what we are trying to do is, okay, I'm just telling you your exercise. Okay, we'll take the same boring OpenMRS because that is the best example. I don't have any, I'm not finding a better example than that. Okay, so there is OpenMRS application, there is a Git code over here. Okay, and this time we are not, I am not asking you to use any tool. Okay, for the people who know Ansible, you can use Ansible or Chef. I'm not worried about it. But what is going to be our practice session is, we will be taking the Git code, okay, and then building this code, okay, executing the tests, okay, and after that, basically, we would be deploying the war file to Tomcat using shell script, okay. For the people who know Chef or Ansible, you can conveniently replace this with whatever Chef or shell Ansible script which you have written, okay. And before that, you would deploy to Artifact or JFrog. This is going to be your implementation, okay. I would be showing everything, okay, but I would take different examples. Spring Wet Clinic vaadachu. I might take Spring Wet Clinic, but I want you to do OpenMRS, okay. So this is what I want. This is what our exercise for this time is going to be. You have to build, taking the Git code, and then basically execute the tests, and then deploy to JFrog, and then deploy the war file. And also, if you want, we can add SonarQube in between. So this is going to be a full-blown implementation. Yeah. So this is what we would be doing. And when it comes to Jenkins plugins, whether it is what is recommended HPA or JPA. Okay. So JPA is a new plugin that is coming up from Jenkins version 2, but there are many stable plugins which are still in HPA. So I would tell as of now, HPA is still very popular. Okay, because a lot of plugins are still in that. Okay, we are using Cloud-based Jenkins in our organization. We are the promoter, where we are promote these plugins from the update center. So you use Cloud-based Jenkins, okay, in your organization, and okay, where we use, or what do you mean by promote? Is Terraform covered in this in our course? Yes, that is from next Monday. We would start from Packer and then move to Terraform. Okay, and after that we would discuss on monitoring. When you start class initially, you decide contained that we understand. Okay, I didn't got what you are trying to tell. I'm sorry about it. Yeah, SonarQube. Fine. This is quite unrelated, but yeah, you can just write a mail or whatever it is, but I'm unable to get the context. Is anyone getting it? Okay. Because it says when you start the class, you decide contained that we understand mode. This is much like a Docker language. Okay. Yeah, sorry about kidding it, but yeah. So whatever, yeah, what part you cover? I'm sorry, I'm not used to yeah. In the class, what I would do is that if that is the question, I would be doing everything, but not in one job. That is something which I want you to do it. Okay, and we would be doing getting the code. I think getting the code we have done it already. Building the code we have done it. So what is left? Deploying it to an JFrog and doing the static code analysis. I would do it, but I would not do it as if it is a full-blown project, because I want you to combine all of that work and do it. Okay, deploying to JFrog, deploying to Tomcat. Yeah, I will do that, but I will do that for a different WAR file. Okay, you have to use the same logic for an application to build an end-to-end integration. So because if I do it right, that would become as if that is the only thing. So I don't want to get into that. Okay, fine. Okay, so wonderful. So what we do is tomorrow let us look into SonarQube and JFrog. Okay, and what I would do is in the background, what I would do is I would use Java 8 and I would install Jenkins. Okay, and I would basically use that machine. Yeah, Bhaskar, can you make that machine ready for me? Yeah, a Java 8 Jenkins with Maven and Java home variables present, and you can use a new EC2 machine for that. Okay, fine. There was some question over here. అవును, జెన్కిన్స్ లో జెన్కిన్స్ కోడ్ ని బిల్డ్ చేసి జెన్కిన్స్ రన్ చేయగలమా? అవును అవును, చేయొచ్చుగా. You can do anything. If see the whole point, what if you ask me what is that you can do in Jenkins, anything you can do from Linux command line. My most simplest answer is that Linux command line నుండి అది చేయగలిగితే Jenkins నుండి కూడా చేయగలం. Okay, there is no end to it. So there are many admins who take archivals and backups using Jenkins. Okay, for example, daily they have to take backups, right? Archival tapes and all of that, they use Jenkins for that. Okay, so because what is the mere minimum thing we have used? What is that we have used? Invoke top level Maven projects, right? That is what we have used in the build. And if you click that on that button, you would see something like invoke shell script and invoke batch script over there. So I would just select invoke shell script and I would write shell commands for that. So I should be able to do anything or everything that is possible on Linux. But the only thing where it will mess up is whenever you install Jenkins, it would be done on a user called as Jenkins. So the commands which you are typing on your shell, you have to check whether Jenkins user has permission on that or not. అదొక్కటి చేయగలిగితే ఏ పనన్నా చేయొచ్చు Jenkins. There is no end to it. Okay, did I answer your question? Yes. Yeah. Okay, what I do is end-to-end flow. Once you want me to do it, right, I would do it after your practice session, because I don't want that as an excuse to practice. నేను అది క్లాస్లో చూపించాను అనుకోండి, నేను కొత్తగా ఆలోచించడానికి ఏముంది. I would take Spring Boot Clinic, wherever it is git clone Spring Boot Clinic, you would change that to OpenMRS. I don't want that to happen. Okay, I would be doing parts of it. Okay, let us finish the practice, and once your practice is okay, after that I would show my workflow, so that you would be able to understand what I have done. That I can do. అది నేను చేస్తాను, but I would do it after you have finished practicing. That is on Sunday. Okay, on Sunday I would be showing it. Okay, fine. So tomorrow we will be looking into JFrog. Okay, and JFrog installation on a Ubuntu machine. Okay, so నేను మీకు ఆ డీటెయిల్స్ చెప్తాను. నాకు జెన్కిన్స్ ఆన్ జావా 8 కావాలి, అలాగే Maven కావాలి, ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వేరియబుల్స్ కావాలి. ఓకే, and for there, that is already documented. So rather than me wasting the time on that installation, let us have that setup ready, because we have seen OpenJDK 7 చేశాను కదా, OpenJDK 8 చేస్తాను. Yeah, or Oracle JDK, whatever it is. Okay, so basically after that, let us see JFrog and SonarQube installation tomorrow and integrate that with one of the Maven code which we have seen, and let us see how it works. Okay, for that we would be using we would be discussing on two modes. I can speak to SonarQube from Maven, or and also from Jenkins plugin. So what is better, and in which case you should use what? Okay, fine. So let me stop it at that, and let us discuss in next 15 minutes on AWS. Yeah.